I don't have my camera with me, okay, because I'm actually not in Kedah right now. Okay, I got some things to settle. I'm in the south in Negeri Sembilan actually right now. So I don't. My laptop for some reason the camera has stopped working. So usually I'm using my portable or USB webcam, okay, which I did not bring. Okay, so that is why I don't have my camera switched on. Okay, so from what you have submitted, okay, in the Google Sheet, okay, for all groups, okay, the one I highlighted in red, those are the topics which are can be considered suitable for the use of primary data. Okay, so again, put this in your head. Okay, primary data are data collected from questionnaire. Okay, secondary data collected from secondary sources. Okay, that you download data from reports. Okay, so those are secondary data. And secondary data, usually we rely on regression techniques for economics topic and also agribusiness. Okay, secondary data source, usually we interpret or we analyze using regression. Okay, the one that you learn in your basic eco. Okay, but for primary data analysis, data collected from questionnaire, the topic usually more on the microeconomic approach, meaning that the scope will be much smaller. Okay, and when you use questionnaire, usually you have to do like whether using online or face-to-face interview. So you are dealing with individual data. Okay, person, you need to get data from that particular person. So that's why the topic will be much more micro, okay, or the scope of study will be much smaller, okay. But I'm sure by now, okay, every one of you should have read a number of or go through some of the thesis online, the one that I shared in your Google Drive or any other thesis that you can find, okay, and see what are the main difference from topics that use regression or secondary data compared to topics that use questionnaire based, okay, from primary data analysis. Okay, so there should be some clear difference, okay, especially on topics related to economics. The one that we discussed last week, okay, on the FDI, okay, so those are topics related more on macro. Okay, so and I know that why one of the reason why we focus more on the primary data analysis, whether for this course or maybe even in your research project in your semester 7, the Kertas Ilmiah, okay, in your semester 7, okay, at least for my group, okay, for my students, I will usually encourage them to use primary data as well, because when it comes to secondary data, due to your limited knowledge and readings, students tend to do very similar topics semester after semester, okay, on employment, unemployment, inflation, exchange rate, GDP, export, import. Those are the common topics that has been done million of times. And because these are very common topics, the students tend to do very similar one, and the tendency actually to plagiarize, to copy and paste is very high. And because you use the same data set, you tend to get very similar output. Okay, if you do that kind of topics on inflation, export, import, tourism sector and whatnot lah. Okay, but when you do primary data analysis, even though your topic will be very similar to other from past study, but because your samples, okay, your respondents, okay, the data collected are from different individuals. Okay, so you can expect that even though the topic is very much similar, okay, but because your data is different, so you will have a different analysis, different findings made, even though the conclusion might be the same, but at least the analysis will be different, will be unique to your own data set. So that is the reason why we prefer to use primary data. Okay, so we have 9 groups, okay, for group A. So each group, okay, 5 to 6 members. Okay, we have one or two groups with 6 members, 6 group members. Okay, for group 1, for example, so I will need everyone, every group. Okay, when I call each group by the sequence, so the group members need to switch on your webcam, okay, as usual. Okay, and I will call upon anyone at random from the group member to actually discuss. For example, for group 1, okay, since I already asked you to list down the possible topic according to your preference, number 1 means the most preferred one, okay, followed by number 2, number 3, and so forth. Okay, so for group 1, okay, all the 3 topics will be more or less suitable. I will go through very briefly because we got 9 groups, okay? So I don't want to take too much time for each group. But for group 2, maybe topic number 2 is the only one suitable. Topic group 3, 1 and 3. Group 4, 1 and 2. Okay, group 5, 1 and 2. Group 3, group 6, okay, number 3. But you need to convert this into English, okay, because all the assignments should be written in English. Okay, you can have your questionnaires in Bahasa Melayu. Okay, that one no problem. Okay, but the analysis, the writing must be done in English because the presentation must be done in English. Okay, considering that we have international students, okay, in our classroom. So, okay, whatever that you want to share, the discussion must be a language that everyone can understand. Okay, so it's a standard practice across the course nowadays to have everything in fully English. Okay, so group 6, topic number 3, group 7, topic number 3, group 8, topic number 1, and group 9, number 1. But I will comment more on this how you need actually to fine tune, okay, the topic. So can I have group number 1 please to switch on your webcam? Okay, group 1, siapa tadi? Eng, Liu, Chia, Chu, and also Ui. Okay, so you have 5 group members from group 1. Okay, and also open your Word file, okay, on topic number 1. Okay, cepat-cepat. We have 9 groups, so 9 group, 1 group takes around 5 minutes. So 9 times 5, 50, around 40, 50 minutes. We don't have much time, okay? Okay, so anyone from the group members, you can share your screen on the Word file that you submitted. Okay, so the rest of the groups you can start discussing among yourselves siapa yang nak share, someone who want to share the screen so that I don't want to repeat the instruction every time I call upon the group to present. I mean, not really presenting I just want to, this is more like a discussion session. Okay, there is no right or wrong, it's not like what you submitted will be the final version. Okay, because this is still a lot of work in progress. Okay, so okay, anyone from the group? Okay, Chia ke, Chu ke, Liu ke, siapa-siapa? Okay. And everyone, I would prefer to actually participate. Okay, bukan just dengar sajalah. Okay. Okay, so the reason why first and foremost why I ask you guys to submit your problem statement. Okay, even though I know that many of you will just copy and paste from what thesis that you get. Okay, for me that one is still okay at this stage. But remember, by the time you submit the final work, okay, you need to go through the turning in. Okay, meaning that you need to paraphrase, rewrite whatever that whatever that you get from the existing thesis. Okay, so at least at this stage, okay, I want to see what idea you have in mind, okay, and whether the problem statement that you written actually is, okay, if you have watched the video which I recorded for last Monday's lecture, okay, I mentioned that the paragraph, I would expect only around 200 something to 300 something words only, meaning that if you put that in a Word file, it should be just around 1 page, maximum maybe 1.5 page long. So that is quite a short work to do, okay, for a problem statement. Okay, of course, this is still an early stage, okay, and as I mentioned, maybe many of you actually took your whatever things that you written here from daripada journal ataupun thesis yang the one that you get from the Google Drive. Okay, anyone, okay, yang nak share, so what is the issue yang you all nak bincang sini? Of course I can read from the title and also just want to hear what is the main issue and why do you actually want to investigate this?
Good morning all. Good morning sir and student. Our topic is impact of COVID-19 on online purchase among UUM students. We choose this topic because it is quite normally is quite to suit in this pandemic because all of us know for the network is very important in this time. We use network to study, to working in the remote base. So that we choose this topic. We want to investigate the online purchase, the intention for the intention to online purchase among the UM student, which like we want to know their behavior, consumer behavior, and what will the intention among the student, just like what platform they will choose to online purchase and others.
And so for the paragraph 2, we have write some journal before we do our research. And then for the paragraph 3, we mentioned about the research that our group want to do that which different from the previous research. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, if you follow the the guidelines which I mentioned, right? I mean, I just require around 3 to 4 paragraphs. So the third paragraph or the final paragraph will be who will benefit from this study, right? I mean, who will be I mean, if you do this research and the answers that you obtain by the end of the study, who will actually benefit? Is it the participants or the respondent themselves or the group of people that you study, or is it the government, or is it academician, or will you actually, I mean, because whatever study that you do, it must have some purpose. Bukan macam short sendiri lah. Okay, even though you are doing this just for assignment, but if you need to imagine that if you were to do this for, for actual study, so this is what you need to actually present. I mean, or you have like in your problem statement. Okay, so and this topic, I'm sure you can refer to quite a number of samples from the Google Drive or any other journals. If you go to Google Scholar and you type topic something like this, there are numerous journals articles. Okay, there are journal articles that you can refer to. Okay, that can actually guide you how to write your problem statement. Okay, but I think the only comment that I have, okay, and also for the rest of the groups lah. Okay, the topic for I mean, because yours is among students. Okay, so even student is quite big. Okay, because I mean, because you have around 20,000 plus students So usually for our research project, okay, for this class, okay, maybe in your future semester 7, nanti when you do your own research project, your semester 7, maybe the scope can be a bit bigger. But not big enough lah. Of course, you cannot compare master and PhD punya scope. Okay, but for this current semester, okay, the scope will be much smaller. Meaning, for example, not student, but you need to specify among, for example, SAB students. Okay, or among COB. So, I mean, because then you can just ask among your colleagues, meaning that the population will be just among the SAB students. Okay, so from there, then you can, you can get around a sample of, 200 students among SAB, or maybe you want a bit bigger, maybe among COB students, and you can get, some samples from SAB, SOA, I don't know lah. I mean, but of course, the samples doesn't need to be actual SOA or SOW. I don't know. I mean, there are different schools in COB, right? So, but the scope will be much smaller. Okay, because I do not want you to have the too big scope for your study. Okay, because then you need to specify what is your population and how actually you choose your samples. So that will make the study become more, it's a bit more difficult actually to narrow down who will be your samples. Why that represent why that sample is accurate to represent student. But if you narrow down your population to be smaller, let's say just among COB students, then it's easier actually to manage. Okay, so I think for all the 3 topics, okay, if you prefer to go for number 1, okay, then the other 2 topics, maybe other groups can end up doing it as well for those who might want to change. Okay, so I mean, because the thing is that we are already in week number 4, right? Are we in week number 4 or week number 3? Week number, kita dah minggu keberapa dah ni? Minggu keempat ke minggu ketiga?
3.
you began your lecture on the 10th, right? On the 10 hari bulan kan? Okay, yeah. So this is already week number 3, right? So meaning that by next week, because Thursday we got no class, and next Monday I cannot have the WebEx online session. Okay, so what you need to do, I mean, I will just say this once lah for the rest of the groups as well. Okay, so for next week and also the following week, what you need to do is try to get as many, I mean, not as many lah, few samples of questionnaires that you will end up using, I mean, as a reference, because the thing that I mentioned many times before, okay, I do not want you to start creating your own questionnaires from zero, because it will be a long process to actually, and then I need to check whether your questionnaires is it correct or not, is it suitable or not, and we don't have that time, okay, that luxury or time. I cannot check for everyone. Okay, so to minimize time to checking every group's questionnaire, okay, so that's why I want the topic that you end up choosing, okay, whether group 1, group 2, or until group number 9. Go and find topics that, I mean, for this particular topic, I think it's quite easy to find sample of questionnaires, okay, that you can use, and then maybe in the next couple of weeks' time, okay, we will have, once we start discussing on the techniques, how to construct questionnaires, something, so at least you get some idea what are the questions being asked and how those questions actually will help you to construct your research objective, your research question. So I think on next Monday's lecture and also the following week, okay, the focus will be more on the research question, the research objective, the research scope. So, but how you want to know what are the questions that you want to ask in your chapter 1, okay, by this time when you go through the thesis, you know that there is a section on research question. What are the objective of your research? So for you to know that, you need to know, at least look at the questions being asked. So that will give you some idea what are the objectives of the questionnaires. So that will actually help you to come up with a proper research question and also research objective, okay, by looking at sample of questionnaires related to your own topic. Okay, so I do not want you to work too hard, and then because I know everyone got so many assignments during this COVID-19 WebEx session. So do not try to come up with a topic that is too unique, tak pernah orang buat. You are the first one in the world to do it, and then you end up having problems to come up with your own questionnaires. So look for, I mean, I'm sure topic like this ada banyak contoh contoh soal selidik lah, questionnaire that you can find, and find 2 or 3 different questionnaires similar to your topic, and then come up with your own version, and maybe one day, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, okay, you may need to present this during our WebEx session lah, or you need to submit first lah, okay, in our OL. Okay, so that is what I want you to do lah. Okay, so for group 1, so I think you guys want to stick to topic number 1 lah. Okay, so and the focus of the sample should be COB group students only. I mean, the population should be just around COB student or SAB student for that matter. Okay, I think COB should be fine lah. Okay, but not UM student. UM is a bit too big. Okay. So I think, okay, thank you for group 1. Okay, we'll continue with group number 2.
Sir, may I ask something?
Yes.
So for our problem statement, for the paragraph 3, we need to add on benefit to whom, then and our words is it okay because we assist 300 already?
No, I mean, this is still, I mean, you cannot expect when you write one time and it's already ready to be submitted, I mean, it's still, because as long as, I mean, I haven't gone through, because once you already written your introduction properly and then the objectives, then you need to check whether what you write in your problem statement matches what you actually propose to do. Okay, because now you're only writing your problem statement, right? You haven't written anything much on your introduction, and then, because this you need to go back. Once you start doing your analysis, sometimes what you propose to do end up being slightly different what you end up doing once you start the analysis. Okay, so as long as you, but as I mentioned, okay, if the topic is quite common, meaning that you can refer to many theses for your problem statement, Okay, so just stick to the 3 paragraph style or 1.5 page method, which I mentioned in the previous video. Okay, I mean, as long as you the objective is clear, what are the issues, what is the gap in the literature, why you want to do it for UM students, why is it important that you want to investigate for UM student? Okay, how does it actually help maybe the management of HEP, the academic department of UM, to actually, maybe provide better foods at the cafeteria, for example. So this will be, you need to justify, which I think not part of your writing right now. Okay, because if your focus will be on UM, so those who benefit will be among the UM management, I think. Okay, so this will be part, you need to keep, modify a bit lah to reflect the scope of your study. Okay, so okay, thank you, group 1.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, kumpulan 2, group number 2. Okay, I need to be quick lah because we got 9 groups. So that is the challenge when we have a big class like this, okay, compared to my morning class just now, only 4 groups. So I can afford to have more discussion per group lah. But because we got 9 groups, if I take too long, then other groups cannot end up presenting their materials. Okay, so kumpulan 2, the one that you send will be on the intention for the entrepreneur ni lah, menjadi usahawan ni. Okay, so this is which is again lah coincidentally coincide, the one that I highlighted in red. Okay, so I think this topic that there is 1 or 2 samples lah, I think, from the Google Drive tu kan. So again, you need to fine tune. What do you mean by fresh graduates in Malaysia? You cannot have a scope this big. Maybe for PhD level, okay lah. Okay, but for undergraduate, 1 semester project, the scope will be just a small scope, because if you mention Malaysia, then you need to know it's like the how many millions of population. Okay, so maybe you need, if you want to know, for our research purpose, maybe you just want to focus, among COB student as well, or you can go up to UM students, okay, but then you need to justify the scope become to, let's say, only among agribusiness student ke, or maybe just among COB students, because COB are the one who actually more focusing on business, so that could be more related to these entrepreneurial activities. Okay, so the scope must be reflected in the title as well. Okay, so the intention to be entrepreneur among COB students in UM. Okay, so that again should be reflected lah in your problem statement. Okay, the scope, not the scope lah, in the third paragraph, the final paragraph, who will be benefiting, okay, from this study. Okay, and what actually you want to do from the UM perspective. Okay, because this kind of study, again, I think we discussed this topic in the last lecture. Okay, I think I showed a thesis on this lah, on this entrepreneurial thesis. So again, go and find sample of questionnaires, okay, that is relevant to this topic. Okay, so because what you have written, I think, is a bit too macro, meaning for the whole country. Okay, we want it because whatever that you have written should be more reflected of the scope of your study. If you are doing more on the UUM, then meaning that the punya issue tu will be much more smaller insights lah. Not talking about the Najib Razak ke policy ke what. Of course you can have that slightly, but not too much on the macro, because your focus is not on Malaysia, just on the UUM students only. Okay, so and it's a bit. How many words so far in your ni? Banyak ke? Saya pun tak go through in detail. Okay. So, and again, do not put numbering 1 and 2. Okay. Problem statement should just be in paragraphs. Okay. 1 paragraph. Just go back to the video which I shared for last Monday. Okay. What should contain in the first paragraph? What should contain in the second paragraph? And what should contain in the third paragraph? So, that's why you need to be concise and straightforward. Okay, around 1 page, 1.5 page should be enough. Okay, so okay, anything that you want to explain, and Leong, siapa lagi? Chiu, bukan Chiu, Chan and Jasmine. So, if you want to do on macam mana you punya scope nanti? What do you think?
So, Doctor, the scope will be focused to the fresh graduate from either one school or college, right? For the smaller scope. So,
Okay, so maybe what you can do if the focus is more on you need to have more information on what are the entrepreneurial activities in because got some ada banyak jabatan or institute that focusing on entrepreneurial. Okay, you need to find out what are the entrepreneurial activities among that are currently in Okay, ada banyak program. I think this one like the CIAC, if I'm not mistaken, not CYC, CIAC is meant for an entrepreneurship program. Okay, activity. So these are the kind of activities because is, by the way, is management university. So of course the focus is more on this kind of things. So you need to have more discussion on okay, in your background, in your introduction, okay, on the activities related to entrepreneurship. Okay, what have done so far, blah 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 lah. So not on the macro side. Okay, so that's why whatever things that you find on the thesis, okay, depending on the scope of the study, if it is a PhD thesis, then of course the focus will be much bigger lah, to reflect the type of study. But because you are undergraduate doing for an assignment, so the scope cannot be as big as a PhD punya scope lah, for sure. So if you want to do on punya entrepreneurial thing here, so you need to have some background analysis, background information on the activities of entrepreneurship in lah. Okay, as part of your introduction, so that you can justify why you want to study this. Okay, maybe do a bit of survey lah. Of reading lah on this. Okay, so group number 2. So you're gonna stick on topic number 2 lah. Okay. So thank you group 2 and then kumpulan 3.
thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
So group 3. Okay, kumpulan berapa ni? Kumpulan 3 kan? So group 3 you propose 2, 3, but the one that I highlighted is 1 and 3. So the one that you are proposing, your preferred is number 1 lah. Okay. Okay, so your topic among university students. Okay, so again lah, okay. This is and you can proceed with this one, okay, to use food delivery service among university students. So if you want to focus among university students, meaning that you need to specify lah which universities are you actually focusing. Okay, if let's say you don't want tak nak buat let's say you want to focus on universities in KL, for example. Okay, because or certain you need to have some idea which universities, or it doesn't need to be all the way. Okay, because student pun I think we don't really rely too much on food delivery because students I don't know, siapa yang duduk dekat university here, maybe they know lah whether you can have Food Panda come into but I think is not really that for the time being lah. I think tak banyak pun Food Panda that come into So if you want to do something like this, your focus should be something on the universities maybe in KL lah. Okay, whereby the all these Food Panda business can come and go lah quite easily. Okay, but in I think for food delivery service, I'm not sure. You need to, if you want, then you need to know apa servis yang masuk dalam UM lah. Okay, during this pandemic. Okay, so it must be something actually happening. Okay, that in but I don't think dekat UM ni delivery service datang sangat. Okay, because one thing we are quite jauh lah from all the shops. Okay, but if you are in KL, for example, UKM, UM, nearby the many restaurants and everything, and the campus sometimes even outside the university. So food delivery can be delivered lah. Okay, but because UM are most of you are living on campus, so I think that is a bit of the challenge lah. Okay, so you can stick to this, okay, on this food delivery thing. Okay, so but again lah, find questionnaires that already available lah on this food delivery thing, okay, among students, and see what kind of scope that you want to suggest lah, okay, and what is again lah the who will benefit from this study, what is actually the issue. If you want to investigate the intention, okay, so what kind of issue that you want actually to highlight? Is it on the quality, or is it because of anything to do with the COVID-19 itself, blah blah. I mean, so you need to be clear lah the scope of your study, and also the main issue or the gap in the study, apa yang orang tak pernah buat lagi lah. Okay, so I think that will be my comment lah. So group number 3, you can stick with topic number 1 lah. Okay.
Okay.
Ada apa yang tambah? And Ken Pui Mun, anything you want to, I mean, again lah, benda-benda yang that you written here, I think is a bit too broad. Of course, this one you can put more in your introduction, okay, but not in the problem statement. Okay, the problem statement should be, just 1 page long and narrow down straight to the area, the focus of your of the study. Okay, so I mean, ada apa tambah, Ci?
Yes, Doctor.
Anything that you want to ask or to add?
So far no.
Tak ada pun lah. Okay, tak apa. So I think you can carry on with topic number ni lah, on this topic number apa tu? Number 1 again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you group 3, group 4.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, group 4. Mana yang lain? Yip, Lum, Liu, Tan, and Lim. Where's the rest of group 4?
I think all here.
Mana? Saya tak nampak. Oh, okay. You are on the difference. I need to press this right button to see your face. Okay. Okay, so you are doing this. Okay, my slight issue with this title is that I'm not the topic on food consumption behavior. Okay, can you please explain briefly what do you want to study actually? Anyone? Lum ke, Lim ke, Tan ke, Yip ke?
Good morning, Doctor.
Okay.
In this research, we will focus on the reason and how the B40 to change their food consumption behavior during the pandemic. Because in 2020, the COVID-19 had a big impact on our life because the unemployment rate increased and the income also reduced. So this will affect the pupil behavior change.
Okay, so you want to do on the B40. So again lah, in Malaysia for me, it's a bit too big lah, dia punya scope dia. I mean, B40 meaning there are millions of B40 in Malaysia. Okay, so you do not want to focus, I mean, but the title maybe need to, so you get this title from a thesis ke apa?
From a thesis.
Hmm?
From a thesis.
Okay, so ada questionnaire dia dalam tu?
Yeah, ada.
Okay. So you can do this but not in Malaysia lah. Maybe you can just focus in, you know, I mean, it bukan salah, cuma so this is what, a PhD thesis or master thesis? The one that you get this thesis idea from. Is it master or PhD? Or undergraduate?
It's
Journalism?
and then the thesis consists of
Master,
questionnaire as
okay.
well. So is it we need to focus in Kedah or state or whatever? Any suggestion can given?
No, I mean, this one is up to you. I mean, I do not want to, it's not like I want everyone to do on UM only. You know, jadi macam takkan semua tajuk pasal UM saja kan. Okay, but not in Malaysia lah. I mean, not throughout Malaysia, because then the problem of, you know, trying to justify you punya group of, because you need to remember, if Malaysia is your population, who will be your samples? Okay, meaning that you need to take maybe some sample from Kedah, a bit from Penang, a bit. So it's a bit difficult to justify where the samples will come from to represent the B40. Okay, so that's why if your scope is smaller, let's say just in the area of Changlun, for example. Okay, then I mean, of course, if Changlun, then maybe the number of B40 will be much smaller lah. So it's easier for you to justify who are the respondents, you know, why you are interested in Changlun. Maybe because the background of, I mean, Jitra, or maybe just a certain area in Kedah. So of course you need to dig some information. You can go to the Department of Statistics. They publish annually the number of income groups by country. I mean, by state. How many people are in B40 by states? You can get the report for free. Okay, so maybe that we can provide you some justification why you want to focus in certain negeri ke. Because that particular state or negeri will be your population lah. Okay, because when you do research, you need to know what is your population and what will be your sample. This one you learn in your in basic stats, right? In your semester 3. Okay, you already learned this. I'm sure most of you still remember what you learned in SEM 1 or SEM 2. Okay, population versus sample. Okay, so the bigger the population, the more difficult for you to construct to actually justify who will be your sample. Okay, but the smaller is your population, the easier for you to justify who will be your sample lah. Okay, so the bigger your population, the more challenge for you to justify kenapa kamu pilih di sini, bukan dekat sana and what not lah. Okay, so I think you can proceed with this one, but not in Malaysia lah. Maybe just one state in Kedah ke, one part of Kedah. As I mentioned, maybe you can just focus in Alustar ke, Jitra ke apa ke, but get some information, the number of people that belong to the B40 in Kedah first. Okay, those statistics you must get from the Department of Stats punya report lah. Ada by freely is published freely on the website of DOSM, Department of Stats. Okay. So I think group number 4 kan, you are group 4 kan. Okay, so group 4 you can stick with topic number 1 lah.
Okay.
Okay, so again lah, the scope make it smaller, and then if you want to do, I mean, it's not compulsory you want to do in Kedah. You can do any states from your hometown ke apa ke, but get the statistics lah. Okay, to justify berapa banyak bilangan sampel. I mean, what is the population in that area that belong to the B40? Okay, then you can actually, I will show you how actually to justify what is the number of sample size. Okay, there is a technique for you to use. If the population is 1 million, what is the minimum required sample size for you to get? Okay, so those I will show you guys later lah. But at least for the time being, in terms of the scope, make it smaller lah. Okay, so yeah, I think so. That's it lah for group number 4. Okay, so again lah, stick to the 3 paragraph. So once you narrow down the scope, then you need to rewrite the structure of your problem statement to reflect the area that you are focusing lah. If you're focusing on, let's say, in Kedah ke apa ke, so it must be reflected in your problem statement as well lah. Okay, siapa yang pernah buat, siapa yang tak pernah, apa yang tak pernah buat lagi in that particular negeri. Okay, why lah, those why question lah, why, who will benefit, the kerajaan of negeri Kedah ke, the state of Kedah government ke. For example lah, I mean, I'm talking Kedah because UEM is in Kedah lah, but doesn't mean that you need to do in Kedah all the time. Okay, you can do any other states for that matter. Okay, thank you, group 4. Okay, so we'll have group number 5. Okay, so group 5, you suggested, I highlighted only 2 topics, number 1 and number 2. Okay, even though I highlighted number 1, okay, the one that you submitted for your problem statement. Okay, but the thing is, for topic number 1, I'm not sure how do you plan. Okay, can you explain how do you plan? What is the idea when you have this topic? Because you must remember, the data must be collected from questionnaires. Okay, so factors affecting unemployment ni, you nak tanya siapa? Are you going to ask unemployed graduates why they become unemployed or what?
We need to find out the reason that currently that there are a lot of fresh graduates who is graduating, and the fresh graduate in every month is become more and more every month, and we need to find out that the reason that why they still cannot find a job and still being employed, and finding a ways to overcome the issue of this pandemic.
Okay, by the way, this topic, do you have any particular materials or thesis journals that you get this idea from?
We saw one of it is about the fresh graduate in the situation.
Sorry?
We found out one citation is about the fresh graduate in Malaysia that's being unemployed, and
so is it based on primary data or secondary data? Meaning that is it based on questionnaires data or from secondary source?
Secondary, primary, both also got.
Primary means the data is collected from questionnaire lah, meaning that they akan ada soal selidik the questionnaire, you know, and it will be mentioned in the thesis what the source of data, you know, how many respondents, you know, so that just already mentioned. It should be mentioned in the thesis or the dissertation. You know, some thesis already provide you know, some thesis do provide the questionnaires as well in the last few pages of the thesis. But so the one that you are referring to, is it based on primary as well, meaning based on questionnaire, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to stick, because from the title, I think it can be both secondary or primary. So that's why I want to make sure that, you know, if you plan to ask those graduates who become unemployed, why they become unemployed, is it because they do not want to work because the salary is low or the job does not match their interest or whatever lah. So if that is the kind of scope that you are looking at, meaning you plan to ask unemployed, so you need to know, you know, how do you want to actually find these unemployed graduates, okay? Because when you want to specify who will be your respondent, you need to know how you want to look for the unemployed graduates. Okay, even though you don't actually go and find them lah, but in your writing you need to know lah how you actually go about and finding orang yang the unemployed graduates. Where do you get the list from? Do you go for the Jabatan Buruh? I mean the unit certain department who can provide you with the list. So the thesis that you refer to or the journals, if they do provide where they get the information from, okay, then if it is clear that that data is not confidential, for example, you can get that data publicly, or the list of graduates who are unemployed can be obtained. You cannot simply ask around, okay, are you employed or unemployed? Okay, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so you need to get the list of unemployed graduates, meaning that when you want to send the questionnaires or go and meet them face to face, okay, in the real world scenario lah. So you need to know that they are actually the unemployed graduates. You get my point?
Yes.
Okay, so you cannot simply come up with a topic, but you are not sure how you actually want to identify or reach the respondent. Because when you want to send out the Google form, for example, who do you send them to? Okay, what are the email address that you want to send? You cannot simply send to all the pakcik-makcik, anyone at random. It's not like a spam punya questionnaire. It doesn't work like you send to any WhatsApp group and hoping anyone to answer. Okay, unless that kind of topic anyone can answer, tak apalah. But if you are targeting unemployed graduates, you must have a list of the unemployed graduates first. So if that thesis that you are referring to mention where they get the list from, then you can just follow the same technique lah. Okay, so you can proceed with this one, provided that you can be sure lah how to identify the unemployed graduates. Okay, as part of your list of respondent. Okay, so if you were to do this actual research, so how do you want to send your questionnaire to them? Who will be the actual unemployed graduates? So that when you ask the question, those respondents are the actual unemployed graduate lah. Okay, so if you can be sure of that, you can stick with topic number 1 here lah. Okay, group number, you are group apa? Group 5 kan? Okay, group 5. Okay, so thank you, group 5. Okay, I will proceed to group number 6.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, so group number 6. Okay, I mentioned that. Okay, so you need to have the report in English. That is the first and foremost thing that you need to change. Okay, and number 2. Okay, because our report must be fully in English. Okay, because but your questionnaires can be in Malay. Okay, so that one no problem. But the writing from introduction to the conclusion, chapter 1 to chapter 5, okay, those must be must be in English lah. Okay, so you guys propose to do topic 1 and 2 is not suitable lah. Okay, cuma yang you all ni kesan wabak COVID-19, okay, the impact of COVID-19 on UUM student expenditure, something like that. Okay, so this will be what, topic number 1, 2 or 3? Topic number
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, I highlighted number 3 actually, the impact of COVID-19 on the internet. Okay, because I'm not sure, but if you want to ask on the internet expenditure, that must only apply to students yang living off campus lah. Okay, meaning not living on campus, because on campus internet is provided by the university. Okay, if you are in UM right now, you don't spend anything lah on internet. You can just use the Wi-Fi from UM. Okay, but if you want to do on topic number 2 here, okay, the impact of COVID-19 on UM expenditure. Okay, I think this topic is quite similar to student number group berapa tadi? Group number 1 kan, impact COVID-19 on, but they are looking at online purchase, okay, among UM student. Okay, betul kan? Okay, group number 1. So I think group number 1 and group number 6. If you plan to do group topic number 2, that will be macam ada very close topic tu lah. So I think what you can do is you can switch to topic number 3 on the internet, the apa tu, on the data lah, the expenditure on data for internet. Okay, because you are working from home, the PDPR and everything lah. Amirul.
Okay, sir.
Okay, macam mana lain?
There is Azmi.
Okay.
Open the
Me,
camera.
okay. So first you all kena ni lah, kena I think you are the only group yang propose the title to be all in bahasa Melayu lah. Okay. The rest are all in English. So first you need to get this thing right first. Okay. The writing must be in English. Okay. So only the questionnaire can be done in Malay. But I will propose you guys to switch to topic nombor 3 tu. Okay,
Okay,
the
sir.
impact
We
of
will take that.
COVID-19 on the expenditure on internet data lah. Okay, but again lah, kena cari lah. Kalau you guys want to stick to number 3 tu, kena cari any thesis or journals that you can find that did on something similar lah. Okay, kalau tidak, it's difficult for you to create your own questionnaire. Okay, but if you want to change completely to a different one, okay, masih lagi ada masa lah. Cuma you need to justify lah kenapa nak buat tu and apa contoh, what are the example of thesis that you are referring to lah. So that you can get access to the, ada contoh soal selidik, okay, questionnaire that can be used for you to use in your thesis. Okay, so banyak kerja lah you all kena buat sikit lah. Kena tukar ke BM, because I know that there are some thesis in the library in bahasa Melayu. Okay, that one is different because our university our university does allow the student to write in Malay. Okay, tapi for our degree in term of the requirement for the subject, I think we stick to all English lah. Okay, so the presentation, the write up, everything. So I would suggest you do number 3, provided that you can find any relevant thesis that do something similar lah on this online punya the use of internet data ni lah. Okay, kos perbelanjaan penggunaan data lah internet untuk belajar. Okay, so you need, but jangan cipta soalan sendiri lah. Sekali kamu nak kena fikir, tengok langit, ambil inspirasi mana nak buat soalan ke apa ke. Okay, so as I mentioned to other groups, use existing questionnaires, okay, that is very close to your topic so that you can have some reference. Okay, ada benda kamu nak rujuk how to construct the questionnaire. Okay, jangan start from zero lah, nanti susah kamu nak create all the questions. Okay, group 6. So I think because so if you want to do that, stick to that number 3 punya topic, but or if you want to completely change to a different one, okay, or maybe you want to take topic, let's say from group number 1, which we did not use, for example, the use of the demand on telecommunication service, which I think similar to what you want to do lah. Okay, topic number 2 in the if you look at topic number 2 proposed by group number 1, okay, which is I think similar to what you want to do in topic number 3 lah. Okay, the demand for meaning that this is something related to the use of internet data and everything. Okay, so maybe you can ask group number 1, okay, if they have any articles related to number 2 ke apa ke, or you can just find on your own lah. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, I think that's it lah untuk kumpulan nombor 2 lah. Kumpulan nombor 6. Okay, so update lah yang kamu nak buat mana nanti. Put that as your number 1 lah, okay, in your cadangan nanti tu. Okay, group 6.
Okay, Doctor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, welcome. Okay, group 7, we got 3 more groups to go. Okay. Okay, so group 3, group 7. Okay, the one that you send is on this tourism, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so even though, so I think topic on this tourism thing, okay, clearly is cannot be achieved using questionnaire lah. Okay, unless, as I mentioned I think I mentioned this in the morning group, kumpulan B, in the 8:30 class this morning. Okay, you can do on tourism, but not on macro level like this. For example, if you want to ask about the impact of COVID-19, the lockdown on the tourist operators, for example, the boat operators in Langkawi ke, or in Penang hotel, the food tempat-tempat yang usually only tourists will go during the, for shopping, for example. Okay, then you can do on tourism, meaning that your respondent will be among the, for example, the restaurant operators in Pulau Pinang or you can find any place in your area that are usually very popular among tourists, but because of the lockdown, people cannot travel between states. Okay, or some of the areas that are commonly very popular among tourists are very badly affected. Okay, so maybe you can suggest that particular area in your proposal if you want to stick with topic number 1, tourism. Okay, so I'm sure for example, you can Jin Wang, you are from where?
Johor.
Johor. So any part, any area, certain area, part in your state that are very popular among tourists.
Yeah, yes, more.
No, of course, everyone got, your place better, right? Like, for example, like in Kedah, for example, of course, the most popular one is in Langkawi lah. Okay, but Langkawi, especially, let's say the boat operators yang buat boat, bawa turis pusing-pusing pulau, island hopping and all those kind of things. Okay, so you can focus, let's say, in Langkawi. Okay, and but of course, do not simply come up with a topic unless you got some thesis or journal to actually help you to construct the questionnaire. Or if you want to do, let's say, in your area that is very popular among tourists, so get some thesis or journal that can guide you to actually focus what are the questions that you want to ask. Okay, so then you can do on this tourism lah, but not on economic growth for sure. This is a macro data. So you might want to think about a topic that, whereby you ask peniaga, the food traders that are normally, for example, like in Penang, right, the Batu Ferringhi area. There are many food yang popular at the roundabout somewhere in the Gurney Drive. Okay, the Gurney Drive punya food stalls are very popular among tourists. But because of the lockdown, people cannot come to Penang. So I'm sure many of the restaurants are badly affected. Okay, Batu Ferringhi area or the restaurant nearby the hotels. So if you think that way, so maybe the focus is just the impact of the economic the COVID-19 lockdown on the food operators in Batu Ferringhi, for example. So it's a very specific topic. Okay, for undergraduate it's still okay lah, but of course you cannot do that for PhD or masters because the scope will be very small. Okay, but for undergraduate, okay, you can afford to do a very specific area. Okay, meaning that then you can discuss on the tourism lah. Okay, if you want to stick on tourism. So that will be my cadangan lah, provided that you can find some thesis or journals doing something similar and ada some questionnaires that you can refer to lah. Okay, so the one that you submitted is not suitable for primary data because you are doing on economic growth for sure. This is more on the the regression style writing lah. Okay, so change this. Okay, if you want to stick to tourism, I would recommend for you to change lah. Okay, because the rest, if you want to do on the online shopping, the topic number 3, which I think is already similar to the topic group from group number 1. So I do not want two groups doing very similar thing lah. Okay, so you can do on the tourism, okay, but be specific lah. You can discuss among yourself mana kawasan yang popular at the place where you live, very common among tourists. Then you can suggest that area, but again find some thesis or journals yang boleh kamu refer to lah. Okay, do not simply choose a topic and then baru nak cari bahan. Cari bahan or thesis first that you can refer to, that got some questionnaires samples, and you can work from there lah. Okay, group number 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay nah, boleh nah?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so I think that's it lah for group 7. So you need to change lah the scope. Okay, if you want to do the tourism, follow my advice lah, that one.
Sir,
Yes.
if we want to take the topic number 3 also can, right? The
Topic number 3.
the doctor
Topic
highlight.
number 3 topic number 3 is similar to group number 1 just now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think topic number 1, group number 1, they put the online purchase among UM students. So I think because the focus is already on the UM, so I think there are so many other topics that you can do, right? So I mean, I would suggest if you want to do on tourism, because remember you don't need to go and ask this respondent yourself. Meaning that if you do, let's say in Langkawi, bukan you all kena pergi ke Langkawi pergi tanya all the boat operators tu, kan? But you need to construct the questions in a way that if you were to do actual research, that would be a valid question to ask. But the question can be submitted among your friends pun tak apa. Your parents can become the boat operators for all I know. Okay, but the problem among students is not where to get the respondent, but to construct the questions. Okay, because the questions can be answered by your brother, by your sister. I don't really care who answers the questions, but my concern are the questions that you create for the thesis, for the project. You cannot simply ask question that is not academically correct. It must be based on some thesis, some theory or something like that. You cannot simply sembang-sembang kat kedai kopi and ask question like that. This is not like a survey on the Facebook. You ask opinion, something like that. Okay, who will win those are questions not for academic writing. So that's why you need to find thesis or journals that have already done on similar topic. Okay, the only thing that you need to change is maybe just the scope of the area. Okay, that will reflect the area that you are targeting. If you're focusing on the boat operators in Langkawi, so maybe you want to ask some questions that are more suitable that reflect the boat operators punya scenario lah. Maybe just some questions more relevant on them. Okay, but usually the general question will be similar lah. That's why I said, okay, for other groups, go and find questionnaires yang dah sedia ada, already existing questionnaires. Okay, so that you don't have problems to construct the questions later. Okay? Boleh dah? Clear dah?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, group number 8.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Group 8. Okay. So you guys suggested group topic number, saya highlight number merah tu is topic number 1. Okay, the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on small business operators. Awak, you all bagi ni saya lupa dah. Okay, so yang ni kurang sesuai lah untuk degree ekonomi. Maknanya I think you should go for topic number 1, group kumpulan 8. Nurul, apa lagi ni? Siapa lagi yang tak buka video? We are the rest, group number 8. Nurul Shazila, Camelia, siapa lagi dah? Okay, so this one, intention to further studies, unfortunately not really suitable for, I mean, if you are focusing on the apa tu, I mean, okay, kejap, Camelia, what are the main issues that you want to investigate actually? How does this actually relate to economics?
The main issue ni korang nak relate with economy is the intention of UM undergraduate ni untuk mengelakkan pengangguran.
So the okay, any studies that you are referring to actually come out dengan tajuk ni? Ada thesis ke yang you all refer tu? Ada kan, banyak kan topik macam ni kan?
Ada.
But the discussion, is it more on the social side ke ataupun on the economic side?
To be honest, social side lah.
Itu yang saya bimbang tu, because I mean I do not want like the reasons to be too much on the, I mean of course you can relate to economy provided that the questions that you ask ada elemen ekonomi lah. For example, if you mention just now on this unemployment thing, you know, you want benda tu kenalah ada, because intention to further studies tu can also be done by students from other schools as well, not only from the economics degree. Okay, that's why I mentioned just now, because we want the topic to be, you know, as much as possible related to economic issues. Okay, intention to purchase tu adalah kaitan dengan ekonomi juga, because you know why you decide to buy, you know, is it because of the price, the quality, you know, the packaging ke, so online purchase tu is more, walaupun the topic is on the intention, niat kenapa nak membeli tu, tapi ada elemen ekonomi kat situ. But intention to further studies, itu yang a bit challenging lah, for you to actually focus on the economic punya issues tu. Okay, even though dia ada isu tentang niat tu, intention tu, intention to purchase, intention to use halal logo. Okay, halal logo is got to do with economy, because you know it's something to do with quality, with the maybe harga barang tu lebih mahal sikit bila ada halal logo, for example. Okay, so you want to pay more as long as you get a better quality product with the sirim chop, for example, kan, ada chop sirim, ada chop halal, and whatever lah. Okay, but for further studies, for me, I mean, itulah yang saya bimbang sikit tu lah. Maybe the got less to do with the so I think what you can do is you can stick with number 1 tu, the one that I highlighted in red tu, the effect of COVID on the hawker small business tu. Okay, which I think because you put that as number 1, so that should be your preferred topic lah. Okay, I already mentioned that, okay, number 1 will be the most preferred topic. Okay, number 2, number 3 tu yang less preferred lah. Okay, so you can do on topic number 1, which I think very easy to do. Okay, provided that again lah, go and find projects lah or thesis, okay, that focusing on this. Okay, apa saya boleh tunjuk jugalah kajian yang I think I did mention right in the beginning of our lecture this week. Okay, I mean 3 weeks ago that one of the project which I used from the student last year was on this topic as well. Okay, something to do with the impact of COVID-19 on the small scale traders, penjual-penjual kecil, peniaga-peniaga tepi jalan. Okay, so again on your part, okay, go and find thesis or journals that have done something similar to this so that you can get some idea. Okay, on the topic number 1. Okay, and then so you need to construct your ni lah, problem statement tu lah. So unless you can justify why you want to do intention for to further study tu, something to do more on the economic punya agenda, then you can do. But I think to be you know, to be safe, just focus on topic number 1 tu lah. Okay, so I think yang tu lah is the okay, I can share the questionnaires that I have, okay, on something similar to this. Okay, but again on your part you need to do more study lah on more, you need to search more articles lah. Okay, kalau ada thesis ke journals ke yang related to this topic on the impact of COVID-19 on the small peniaga-peniaga kecil. Okay, so okay, group number 8. Okay, Nur Hafsah, kenapa muka sedih je? Kecewa topik ni tak boleh pakai. Tak ada macam orang kehilangan kucing lari rumah sebelah aja tengok. Okay, Syahira apa Nur Syazila, okay So if you want to do this topic, for me dia bukan tak ada masalah, dia ada masalah dari segi kaitan dengan ekonomi itulah, itu saja, because we are economic student. So we want to do assignment or research that has very closely related to economic topics. Okay, tak ada beza lah undergraduate ekonomi dengan undergraduate khusus lain. Kan? So we want to have our own identity so that whatever projects that you do should have some economics meaning to it. Okay, bukan simply buat assignment for the sake of assignment. Okay, so this subject research method, the issue should be related to what you study lah, micro, macro, you know, in principle of economy, economic bureau, ekonomi kewangan, ekonomi antarabangsa, whatever lah that you learned before. Okay, so go for number 1. Topic number 1 tu, okay, and then I can share some of the materials that I have, okay, but then on your part you need to find more ni lah, more evidence lah, more articles and journals lah on this. Okay, kumpulan nombor 9 okay, jangan sedih-sedih
Thank you, sir.
Okay, group number, okay, yeah, okay, group number 9. We try to finish before 1 lah. Okay, hopefully we can finish in 12:55, something like that. Okay, group 9. Okay, so, okay, can you go straight to your problem statement tu? Nick, Balkis, Auni, Syukrina, Syafina, Liana. Okay, so saya tak berapa clear sangat dengan your title ni, the expenses of people pre and post COVID-19 ni. You all nak kaji apa sebenarnya? Syafina, siapa nak jawab? Siapa lah? Syukrina.
Sir, we want to change the title to the people to household.
Okay, tapi okay, you all nak tengok apa sebenarnya?
Nak tengok pasal household expenses lah. Between pre-COVID and time on COVID-19.
Apa tu, kejap. Your any thesis ke ataupun articles that you have yang boleh you all rujuk ni? Ada ke? When you come up with the title, ada mana-mana thesis ke yang you all jumpa?
Ada yang berkaitan lah.
Apa tajuk thesis tu? I mean journal ke, thesis ke? Tak, I mean, itulah bagi saya kalau you all dah ada bahan, I mean dah ada sumber rujukan, cuma nak kena narrow down lah as I mentioned. When you say household tu dia besar, takkan nak buat satu Malaysia kan. Tak boleh lah buat satu Malaysia punya household. So you might want to narrow down as what I mentioned for other groups lah. Maybe you just, but again lah, if you want to compare the expenses of household, let's say household of you know, B40 ke, M40 ke, ataupun you know, dia kena ada definisi lah household, dia tak boleh macam suka-suka household. Okay, ataupun you want to compare, let's say the expenses of the expenditure on food, for example, dia lebih kecil ke, because expenses tu benda yang general. Okay, but if you want to focus on expenditure on food, for example, among penduduk negeri Kedah ke, negeri Perak ke, Kelantan ke, whichever state that you want to do lah. Okay, but it must be, dia kena ada specific group of people dekat mana, okay, and then expenses tu is besar, expenses. Apa dia expenses? Jadi kalau kamu nak fokus on food expenditure, for example, then cubalah benda tu kena ada bahan-bahan yang kamu nak rujuk lah, any thesis or journal that you can refer to, okay, when you want to come up with this title. Okay, so nanti update balik tajuk tu, sebab I think topik number 2 and 3 memang tak sesuai lah, the one that you suggest in the sheet tu. Okay, the only one yang relevant for primary data will be number 1. But again, topik number 1 ni for me, you need to fine tune lah, kena kecilkan scope dia. Okay, which group of household, okay, you want to select B40 ataupun penduduk negeri mana ke, tempat you all semua mungkin negeri. Syukrina orang mana?
I'm orang Kelantan, sir.
Kelantan.
Kelantan.
Kelantan. Syafina?
Ya, sir.
Nah, Kedah kat mana? Tengok kacang lun kat apa? Baling. Baling kat mana?
Dekat Batu Lapan.
Batu Lapan. Saya tak tahu Batu Lapan, saya tahu Baling je. Okey, tak apa. Baling, I mean, kalau mana kat Kelantan ke, dekat, kalau Kelantan maybe too big lah. Macam saya beritahu lah grup-grup lain, maybe you want to focus on certain area ke, certain daerah ke, yang, tapi kena justify lah kenapa kamu pilih daerah tu. Bukan simply pilih for the sake of pilih saja. Okey, dia kena ada maybe tempat tu terkenal dengan, I mean, yelah ada banyak kumpulan M40 ke, B40 ke, ataupun pekerja orang yang bergantung kepada sumber macam perikanan ke, petani ke, nelayan ke, for example. So during COVID-19, you know, they cannot do all the normal activities. So you want to see whether the expenditure type on food berubah ke, diorang kena budget makan ke, I don't know, kena ada, kena lebih spesifik lah. Okay, because what you are proposing for me now is a bit too broad lah, terlampau besar sangat dan terlampau general sangat. Okay, so be specific, I mean, you can just focus on one negeri, okay, or one area ke apa, one group of people, B40 ke, ataupun, okay, as I shown before, your seniors, 2-3 tahun sudah buat pasal pekerja-pekerja, apa tu, sokongan, staff sokongan UM, for example. Okay, so it's a very specific group of people. Okay, so you don't need to be too general lah. Okay, but again lah, the main thing is go and find thesis, artikel, jurnal yang ada tu contoh soalan kertas soal selidik yang boleh kamu nak guna pakai, nak compare the perbelanjaan before and during COVID-19. Okay, so boleh Syukrina macam tengah berfikir gaya Profesor apa tu yang pakar mata tu, apa nama tu? Prof Muhaya gaya tangan tu macam
Cuak ni, sir.
apa dia?
Saya cuak ni, sir. Jangan.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what, saya tak mahu semua orang terlampau buat kerja banyak sangat. Okay, bila I ask you to find, to refer to the past thesis, past journal yang ada questionnaire, you can do something very similar to that. Yang cuma saya tak nak ada dua kumpulan buat benda yang sama lah, itu saja. Okay, that's why mana ada kumpulan yang dah buat tajuk online purchase tu, ada groups cannot do lah. Okay, but if you find any other topics yang grup lain tak pernah buat, yang tak buat lagi from the list of the 9 groups tu yang kita dah bincang pada hari ni, okay, then you can come up with that topic. Okay, but again, the first thing is go and find questionnaires, thesis yang ada soal selidik yang boleh kamu gunakan sebagai sumber rujukan. Okay, and then the scope will be much smaller lah. Okay, jangan terlampau besar sangat macam Malaysia. I don't want, because this is not a PhD punya level study. Okay, this is just an undergraduate assignment, 3 jam kredit saja. So the scope will be, you know, very small scope lah. Boleh Liana? Muka sedih je. Okay, tak apa. So it's still a work in progress. Okay, so you can do this, okay, provided that you can justify you can kecilkan scope dia. Okay, and then and put that in your writing lah. Kenapa kamu nak bincang benda tu? Kenapa dia? If you're focusing only on, let's say, the B40, okay, dekat tempat tertentu ke, yang maybe as I mentioned lah, kalau tempat tu terkenal dengan ataupun orang yang bergantung kepada pertanian, macam dekat Baling kan, banyak tanaman getah dan sebagainya. Jadi kena fokus, kena why do you want to investigate that lah? Apa isu yang kamu nak cuba tengok? Adakah disebabkan mereka tak boleh keluar bekerja macam biasa ke? Okay, so ada macam, ataupun kamu nak fokus kepada peniaga-peniaga makanan saja yang tak boleh nak meniaga waktu COVID ke, ataupun you know, sektor yang bukan essential. Essential tak boleh, yang non-essential cannot operate during the lockdown. So maybe you just want to focus on certain industry or certain business in your area. Okay, di kawasan tertentu yang memang banyak ke business yang bukan essential. Okay, macam kedai makan, bukan kedai makan, kedai baju misalnya. Okay, those shops cannot open throughout the lockdown. Okay, so maybe you just want to focus on peniaga-peniaga baju misalnya. Okay, peniaga-peniaga pasar malam yang menjual baju ke apa ke, tapi the topic nampak mudah, tapi yang susahnya ialah questionnaire tu. If you get the questionnaire, contoh soalan yang pernah orang buat, then go ahead lah. Okay. So the topic might be simple, but I do not want any group to spend too much time creating your own questionnaires. Okay, questionnaires must be, kalau sebaik mungkin yang pernah orang buat lah. Okay, yang pernah orang buat, yang boleh kamu gunakan sebagai sumber rujukan. So I think that applies to every group lah, from group 1 to group 9. Okay, so I repeat this many times lah, because don't create the questions from zero. Okay, you can modify, you can add some questions here and there. Okay, but at least 70%, 80% of the questionnaire must be based on existing punya research lah, thesis yang boleh kamu guna daripada kajian-kajian yang lepas. Okay, maybe you can add some 20% from the questionnaire to nak lebih so that it suits your topic for this semester. Okay, but 70% of the questionnaire must be based on past study lah. Okay, so for you, so it makes your life easier. You do topik yang dah ada bahan, dah ada contoh soal selidik, okay, dah ada isu dia, cuma kamu mungkin tukar sikit dia punya skop kepada yang lebih kecil sahaja. Okay, boleh lah? Balkis? Okay, semua ni kumpulan last ni sedih-sedih saya tengok, sebab apa kumpulan last tunggu lama sangat. Okay, so I think that's it for our class for today. Okay, so next Monday we don't have our live lecture. So what I will do, maybe I will record a bit, maybe around half an hour, 40 minutes, how to construct your research questions. Okay, after problem statement will be the research question. Okay, as I mentioned just now, how to construct your research question, you can get this idea by reading the thesis, but also what are the questions that you put in the questionnaire. Kalau soalan kamu terlampau canggih sangat, berbelit-belit, then how do you want to answer your research question? Okay, so that's why when you look at sample of questionnaires that you want to use, so that will give you some idea what are the objectives of your study. Okay, what do you want to ask in your chapter 1, in your research question punya section tu. Okay, so that will help you to, mudah kamu nak mengarang your research question. Okay, so that will be, I think, the content for our next video lah, on Monday. Thursday tak ada kelas di Pabali. Okay, siapa yang nak masuk juga, sebab rindukan saya, buka je lah Webex, tapi saya tak ada lah. Okay, so I'll see you insyaAllah in 1 week, next Monday from now. So anything I will just update in your group WhatsApp. Okay, for any, bila kena upload in your OL ke apa ke, whatever it is, okay, so just wait and see lah, okay, because we have like a long break to wait for our next class. Okay, so thank you, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon.
Sir,
Thank
sorry,
you,
sir.
Doctor.
Sir. Hello, sir.